Welcome to another episode of Bench Burner Sports. We appreciate everybody tuning in as always. This week we're talking about Kamaru Usman versus Joaquin Buckley. Going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. Main card starts at 9 p.m. Central, and the prelims start at 7 p.m. Central. Usual time card. It is honestly a banger for a fight night. We're stoked to talk about it. Can't wait to chop it up with you guys. Leave a comment, whatever you think about our opinions, whatever you have to say about the card. As always, we love you guys. Just give us a subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Matt will go through our handles here shortly. But we appreciate you
Where,
guys tuning in. As always, thank you so much. Knuckles, what's up?
where I'll tell you our socials, but
I meant Square.
anyway, no, yeah. Anyway, I'm doing well. Excited for this card. I'm gonna miss part of it because I will be in Dust City doing things for Father's Day and whatnot. But either way, I'm still going to try to catch some of it. Maybe I will end up in a location that will have it playing. That would be super cool. But either way, even if I don't catch it the night of, I will probably watch it the day following or something like that, or catch the highlights. Super excited for it because I like the matchups on the card. And it's a damn good fight night. And I'm just super happy that this shit isn't in the Apex and we are free from the Apex for the next like 2 months. So solid, awesome, love it. Coming off of a very good pay-per-view, going into what looks like it's going to be a pretty solid fight night. Ready to talk about it. Squared, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, and I'm looking forward to this card. Atlanta, you lucky bastards. You got a good one. Nashville, not so much. But that's beside the point. The point is follow us on our socials. X will be at bench_burner. Twitter, sorry, not Twitter. That doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. I just dead named the last app. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, all the places at Bench Burner Sports. That would be our X username, but they don't allow such long usernames. Ridiculous. Follow us there. Drop a like, drop a comment if you got anything you'd like us to know or anything to tell us, any disagreements. We'd love to hear it. Let us know in those comment sections. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Let's do this, boys.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah. We're going to start out with a main event. Kamaru Usman versus Joaquin Buckley. Buckley's obviously been on a tear. It's been a long time since Kamaru Usman's fought. I think the last time he fought was Chimaev in 2023, and that was on short notice.
At 185.
Yeah, this one is so tough because Buckley has been incredibly active, and Kamaru Usman was a monster in the welterweight division for so long, lost and didn't fight for like a year, and then hasn't fought since 2 years since that. He's getting older. What is he like? He's old.
37, I think. Yeah.
Think about the last time he
38.
fought at welterweight. That was the third.
He hasn't won a fight. He
Yeah.
hasn't won a fight at welterweight in 4 years, at least 4 years.
Well, yeah, he's
Yeah.
barely fought in his defense, but yes, you're not wrong.
But I mean, even when he has fought, he hasn't won.
He's 38, which is like not crazy old for welterweight. It's getting up there, but
what I'm saying, we haven't seen a dude win. We haven't 4 years.
We haven't seen a lot.
4 years.
We haven't seen him cut to 170 was kind of my point. We haven't seen him cut to 170 in a super long time. Not to say that that's like something I'm nervous about, but there's just a lot of like questions in the air.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. And then also you have the questions with Buckley, who's just beat up old men in his rise to the top 10. So I don't know. I think I don't know. I honestly don't even know. Like I want to favor Usman, but I think that's a lot of it's just me not liking Buckley and being biased. But I don't know. It also is another old man just standing in front of Buckley waiting for the taking. It's like, give this dude an actual contender and he's going to get his
That's what I'm
takedown.
saying. I think that's why I'll get my pick real quick. Personally, I'm siding with Buckley. I think that Usman said that he's waiting to get healthy, but again, how much can you heal knees that don't exist? Because that was the issue. Like, how much can you do? You can only get so many steroid shots. You can only have so many surgeries. Um, and he's 38, and I think he's still good because obviously in the Chimaev fight, like we saw, he did pretty good. Honestly, some people thought he might have at least got a draw in that fight, or maybe even right, or maybe even won it. Some people thought possibly, which is very impressive against a guy who's probably going to be the middleweight champion. Not probably, possibly could be the middleweight champion because we'll get to that in August.
Yeah.
But still, um, yeah, man, I think it's youth, man. It's Buckley's explosiveness, and we've seen how he moves against these old dudes. His side to side movement when he's coming in and does that just blast shit, like blast in with a punch. Like I picture it in my head with the Wonder Boy knockout. He like did this weird sidestep shit and then just jumped in with that hook. It was like he moved side to side, jumped in with the hook, and nailed him. Usman, how do you defend that with no knees? How do you move?
Hey, we saw Masvidal try it and he got knocked out, so we'll see.
Not quite like that though.
But Masvidal doesn't move side to side. He just knows how to like try to switch stances and move his feet. And then Usman was like, "Fuck you, boom!" Like when I say Buckley's moving side to side, I'm saying he's like jumping side to side, doing some weird ass. And like people keep saying it, but I don't think it's a joke. The oblique kick, the stomp leg kick. Wouldn't be surprised if he uses that.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. Is I have to go with Buckley on this one. I'll be rooting for Kamaru, but
me too. Yeah.
But Buckley is just such an overwhelming fighter, very aggressive, and I just feel like that is not a good matchup for Usman at his age, and more specifically in the position he's in, just coming off of a long hiatus. Yeah, just there's definitely paths to victory for Kamaru, and ones I hope he exploits. Nothing against Buckley at all. I just Kamaru really grew on me during his championship era. The dude became just. I mean, people forget, like people were putting them up there against sorry, not Usman, against GSP for welterweight GOAT. And that was becoming like a very serious conversation before it all went downhill for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I couldn't comfortably pick Usman in this fight.
Yeah, shout out, like you said, shout out Usman, pound for pound #1 for a long time. Excuse me, pound for pound #1 for a long time. The second best bantamweight welterweight we've ever seen. Question: how does Buckley's wrestling look in this fight? Because obviously his wrestling has improved. If Usman can get him down, how does it look? Because Usman's not a finisher on the ground. Does Buckley get up?
Yeah, I think so.
Tough say.
He's strong. He's explosive.
Yeah, he's strong, compact human being. We also know just like his takedown defense can be pretty good. What was the dude he fought? This was a middleweight fight, but fought like some Dagestani type dude. Of course, I was saying this to Max.
Talking about Ruziboyev, but you're not talking about?
No, not him. This was like a little ways back.
Wasn't Abubakar, right? Or Abubakar or whatever. Hang on.
I can't recall, but he was stuffing takedowns. We've seen him stuff plenty of takedowns.
Right.
So Usman, I don't want to say, there's a chance that Usman won't even be able to put him in that position. We'll have to see.
And that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm looking that up because I am curious who you were. Duraev, probably Duraev.
Maybe. Might not have even been, like Albert or something like that.
Yep.
What a Dagestani name. What a Dagestani first name, Albert. Fat Al over there.
I was going to say, I wonder if Duraev's even still in the UFC.
Is he even Dagestani? I think I just kind of.
I just popped his picture up. Yeah, I know who Duraev is. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, he hasn't fought in a minute. He's still in the UFC technically. So, but.
Like I said, it's no Nurmagomedov, but a wrestler, a heavy wrestler at middleweight, and he kind of made a fool out of him in that fight.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I took obviously I met Joaquin at UFC Kansas City. He's not like you guys remember how I kept when I met Michelle Pereira, I kept saying how fucking big he was. He was big. He was just huge. Joaquin,
From the Caucasus.
I don't know why he ever fought at 85. Because he's not big. He's wide, but he's not big. You know what I mean? Like he's. I shook his hand, met him, all that. We all good? We all good?
Yeah.
Max is just being dramatic.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, Buckley's not like the biggest guy in the world. I wish I could say I've met Usman, so I don't know how big Usman is, but I don't know if you guys saw the face-off. I thought Usman looks
like Texas,
pretty big against him. I don't, like fairly. I don't know how much that's going to play into it, but
towered over him a good bit just from height alone. Yeah. I didn't really get a gauge for like mass versus mass, but
yeah, Buckley. I think for height for sure. Buckley's listed at 5'9". I don't know.
Do they just when it comes to their height?
I mean,
they just
when I met him again,
fighters?
Sometime.
It's like at the.
I think so
like
because I'm telling you right now. So because I met Pereira, and I'm telling you, he was an inch shorter than me, but they got him listed at like 6 foot. Like, no, this motherfucker's like 6'2". And then Buckley, he's listed at like 5'10" or 5'9". I met him, and I'm like, are we sure about that? Like, are we sure about that?
Sure
like,
about
Drew,
that?
Like, not even fucking kidding you. I think Drew Dober. I think Drew Dober was taller than Buckley. I'm not even lying. Whenever I met Drew Dober, I think Drew Dober might have been taller than Joaquin.
I met Chandler, and I think it says he's 5'9", but dude, I was like, and I'm almost 6'1", 6 foot and 7/8 to be very specific. But I was like more than a head tall. Well, you know what? The doctor told me that when he lined me up.
I always thought Chandler was like 5'6", 5'7".
No, he's got to be like 5'6" if I had to guess, because he didn't come up very high on me.
Same way with like Eddie Alvarez. I always thought Eddie Alvarez was closer to like 5'8", or 5'7", 5'8". But anyway,
I think they just asked the fighters, and the fighters are like, just go ahead and jot down 6 foot. Just go for it.
Stephen Struve was actually 6'3". He just put himself at 6.
Honestly,
6'11".
there was no way. I don't think he was 7 foot, was he?
6'11", I think is what he technically was.
Still, I don't know if that's whatever.
Well, like they had another one. They used to have Biggie Boy Jairzinho listed at 6'4", and then he faced off against Francis, and he was like very visibly multiple inches shorter. And he came out after the fight and said, "No, like I don't know why they have me at 6'4". I'm 6'1". And it's like
those wrestlers where you see their build is like 6'7". It's like, but they're actually 6'2". We just
Well, it's like
we just be saying shit.
They used to list the Undertaker at 6'11", but I think he said he's like 6'5". Crazy shit, crazy shit like that. But anyway. So official picks, boys. Max, you sticking with Usman?
Yeah.
Okay. And me and Square, I think, got Buckley, right? Yeah. All right. What we got next up, man?
Next up is Rose Namajunas versus Miranda Maverick, friend of the show, Buyer Pickles. This is an intriguing matchup, honestly, because Rose is getting old. Miranda Maverick is 17-5. She's only 27. I guess Rose is not getting that old. She's been around so long. It's one of those things.
Go at 32, something.
Yeah, 32. Miranda Maverick's coming off a win against Jamie Lynn Horth, against Dione Barboza, and Andrea Lee. I don't know, man. She's won 4 in a row. She's on a tear, kind of, and she's just winning decisions, but albeit dominant. I don't know, man. This one's tough. Rose most recently beat Erin Blanchfield, I believe, in a pretty boring decision. If I'm not
lost.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Duh.
She was winning until she decided to start losing. That's pretty much what happened.
I don't know, man. Call me crazy. I think I might go Miranda Maverick. I mean, it's just like, I think she's younger. She's hungrier. Rose just doesn't seem as hungry lately. Like, she used to be a total killer, and she just does not seem like that killer anymore. I don't know. Maybe she'll come out this fight and, prove me wrong, but I don't know. Give me Miranda. And I'm trying not to be biased because she's like a friend of the show, but like, I don't know. Rose just does not seem as hungry these days.
And going off of what you're saying, I think that it's like very obvious. There's something going on with Rose. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if anybody else has noticed it. But to me, I feel like
It's Pat
there's something going. Huh?
It's Pat Barry.
Oh, 100%, 100%. That's what I'm insinuating. I think, well, obviously, and also Trevor Whitman hasn't been at her like last 3 fights in a row. A little bit odd there. I honestly don't even think she's training with Trevor anymore. I know they won't publicly come out and say that, but I highly doubt she's even training with him anymore. And it's kind of noticeable. She just looks a lot different. And Miranda, I think Miranda's very good. I just don't. They're both okay. I'm going to be completely honest, and again, even with Miranda being a friend of the show, I'll say this: they are both so inconsistent. That's the problem. Miranda's inconsistent. Rose is extremely
You won like
inconsistent.
4 in a row.
I know 4-0 now, but like again against
4 in a
two,
row.
and she also didn't look good against. Honestly, she didn't look very good against Jamie Lynn Horth, who is the very first fight of this card. Jamie Lynn Horth. She didn't look great. She didn't look great against Andrea Lee, and I think that was a split decision, maybe something like that. But I'm gonna go with Rose, man. Honestly, just off of experience, even if she is not like at her peak with who she should be training with, and she is training with just Pat and all them. I'm gonna go with Rose because of who she's fought compared to who Miranda's fought. I think Miranda's best fighter she's fought has been Erin Blanchfield, or maybe Macy Barber. I think it was Macy Barber was a split, right? Something like that. And I think she arguably won that fight if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rose, man. I just think that experience matters. She's had so many championship fights. She's just tough as hell, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go Rose. I'm gonna go with Rose on this one.
Yeah. I got to side with you, Knuckles. And I hate to say that because I do like Miranda a lot, and I know she's a friend of the show. It was before I came along, but still, I love that and appreciate that.
Right. Right.
And I do think that Miranda, I think she's kind of blooming. You know, I think she's getting better, kind of slowly rising. She is. If you look at like her record as of late, she's been on a. You could say you could say she's been on a hot streak since like 2021. Aside from, I think she's only lost once or twice in that span of time. But correct me if I'm wrong, Max. But for the time being, I'll keep talking.
She lost to Erin Blanchfield and Macy Barber.
Okay.
And the Macy Barber fight, she arguably won.
Only lost. Yeah. But
and Jasmine Judavicius. Sorry.
Gotcha. Okay. So
so like the best fighters anyway. Go ahead.
Yeah. Vicious.
But I think that just kind of where they're at in their career, and I think that Rose, I think her career is starting to fade out a little bit. But I think just right now, at this point, Rose just has the upper hand, and she'll probably win this fight by decision. I think it'll be a relatively close fight. Maybe not like neck and neck, but I think Rose probably just slightly edges it out by decision.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm looking at the people she's fought. They're all solid. And yes, Max, to answer your question, yes, Jasmine Jasdavicius is a legitimate. Like she's like 2 to 3 wins away, possibly from a title shot, because she just ran through.
How old is Miranda now?
27.
Yeah, she's blooming. Like I said, blooming onions, baby.
And Rose is
blooming pickles.
Blooming pickles.
Blooming pickles. Also, to put this out there, Miranda's 5'3". I think Rose is like, hold on, let me look it up. I want to say 5'5". She is 5'5". They both Miranda's got a half-inch reach advantage. So, but Rose's leg reach, they don't ever list that, but her leg reach is substantially longer than Miranda's. So I think Rose would be fucking pretty. I know that Miranda's a grappler, but I think Rose would be pretty intelligent to stick to the kicking if she can make it work because I think she could kick from range and keep
How she
Miranda
KO'd
there.
Whaley.
Yeah.
That's
think
what I'm saying.
I think Miranda needs to like kind of like get her own signature submission and then call it the pickle barrel. Miranda, if you're watching this, just gave you a really good marketing strategy.
No, watch her get a fucking watch her. There's only been like 1 or 2 of them ever in existence, but those body triangle squeezes that people tap out to. Watch her get a body triangle.
Oh shit, a buggy, dude. If she pulled off a buggy choke, she gets first in the UFC. She gets to call it whatever the hell she wants. And pickle barrel would be a really good name for that.
No, get a go. Has there been a go-go plata in the UFC? There's been one in Pride.
Sure. So
yeah, there has been. I'm sure.
A go-go plata?
I think so.
Not a
Nick Diaz did one in Pride. I don't think there's ever been one in the UFC, but
I feel like I've seen one.
They're like, dude, that's like when we're talking rare fucking submissions. That's like Boston crab level rare.
It's not looking like anyone.
Let's do what everybody.
Pictures of people attempting on it at the very least.
There's been an omoplata, I think, in the UFC, but not a go-go plata.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead, man.
Oh, Nick Diaz.
Piss everybody off because I'm asking AI right now. I'm asking AI.
Nick Diaz got one in Pride.
That's what I was saying against Takanori Gomi. Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Next fight, I suppose. It's going to be Edmund Shabazian versus Andre Petrosky. I honestly don't have much to say about this one other than I think Edmund Shabazian got in the UFC way too early. He's been improving massively.
100%.
And I just don't think Andre Petrosky is that good. Give me Edmund Shabazian probably by second round, ground and pound or submission, I would think.
Well, he won't get a submission because we know he sucks fucking ass unless it's like a club and stuff. But my question is Edmund's ground so fucking bad that he will let Andre Petrosky submit?
I don't think so, man.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I think, dude, honestly,
I don't think he'll submit him, but
I understand what you're saying.
I think he might dog him out on the ground. I think Petrosky's going to dog him out on the ground.
No, I think Petrosky's going to get a TKO or sub. Because like Edmund is so, dude, he is so bad on it. Like when I say people talk dog shit on
an extreme picture. He has been for a few years now. I mean, like I don't know, man. But
did you see the fight against Gerald Mearshart? Dude, he is not good on the ground. He is so bad, so bad. I know it's crazy. That. He could not. Okay, here's the thing: if he doesn't knock Petrosky out in the first 3 minutes, he's losing that fight.
I disagree.
And I also, again, Petrosky's from Philly, and I fucking hate Philadelphia. And I'll say that openly. I always say it.
Petrosky's that good, man. I think he's so overrated.
Also, Max, I just want to say this because I just now realized this. We're matching tonight, by the way, twins. Anyway, I just now realized that. But yeah, Squared. Now you can feel left out. Sorry. But he's gonna
look at his stupid little fucking blue shirt.
Yeah, look at you right now. Look at the state of y'all sloppy, sinking into the sofa, looking like a damn scene from Requiem for a Dream.
Sorry,
this guy's gonna talk shit about my. First of all, you just called the shirt blue. You're stupid.
Excuse me for getting comfortable, and that is a blue shirt. I mean, it's like
a green shirt. It's 100% a green shirt.
I'm colorblind as shit. Don't ask me. I don't know what color that is. It did look more green.
It's like a no. You just said you're colorblind, Knuckles. Shut up.
It does look green.
Shut up.
Shut up, bitch.
Anyway, I don't know what else we can say about it. So, Squared, are we picking Petrosky in this?
Yeah, I'm picking Petrosky. I think he's going to dog him out on the ground. Dude, whatever that means, whether it's just like just kind of ride him out or ground and pound TKO.
But he also knocked himself out against what's his face's hip though. Like,
yeah, what a Chad move. That's sick as fuck. You're so powerful. Everyone's going out. You might even take yourself out. That's real power, right?
All right.
I'm gonna pick Petrosky. I'm gonna pick Petrosky by second round sub.
Okay. Well, we're all y'all are in agreements and
He said
agreeing.
TKO. To be fair, I mean,
Yeah, but we've all picked different fighters. That's kind of fun.
yeah, that's cool. That's good.
Next fight, Cody Garbrandt versus Raoni Barcelos or Barcelos.
Ione
Okay.
Barcelos.
Yeah, Ione Barcelos, what he said. Somehow the dude's on a tear at this age. This one's a tough one too, man, because I don't know. Cody Garbrandt obviously went into retirement, came out of retirement. I think this is his first fight back from retirement, or am I
Did he retire after
crazy?
300? I don't
He
remember that.
definitely retired.
He teased it because of the vertigo he had.
That's right. Yeah.
Pretty sure he said, I retire, and then he came back. He said, "Fuck that."
But hasn't he had a fight booked since then?
Yeah, against Miles Johns and then pulled out. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Those odds are. I just pulled up the
Anyway.
odds.
But it's a tough one for me. Probably going against the grain here again, I'm sure. Give me Cody Garbrandt. I think he has a little comeback fight. I don't think he wins many after this one, but I think he wins this one. Barcelos has been on a tear, but he's also 38 years old in that division, and father time catches up to people a whole lot faster in those smaller divisions than it does the heavier ones. So I know I'm a fucking stickler on that, and a lot of times I've been wrong, but I do feel like that might happen in this one. I think Barcelos, I don't know. I hate to put it this way, but might get brought back down to earth.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that's a very crazy take. This is the same guy who's been knocked out by Umar Nurmagomedov, which, not to say Umar's not.
Yeah, that was that nice ass.
Yeah,
dude, that was that good ass.
Not to say that Umar's not like a heavy hitter, but it's not what he's known for. So I do think that Garbrandt's got a chance. He's still offensively pretty slick. His main downfall was his chin being just horrible, dust. But he's definitely got a legit chance, and I think I might actually pick him. I think I might actually pick him to win this fight.
Barcelos hasn't knocked anybody out in this decade, so.
Are you sure?
I'm looking at it right now. No, he's not. He hadn't knocked anybody out since 2019. Carlos Howachin, I think. Unless I'm no, he got a submission win. He finished somebody, Christian Quinones. But other than that, no, he's gotten straight decisions since 2019. I think he's only knocked out a few people in the UFC at least. I mean, he does have 8 TKO KO wins, but not anyone this decade. So I think Barcelos is kind of the guy that's like flown under the radar, done good. I mean, he's 8-4 in the UFC. And I mean, since 2020, he is only lost 2 fights. He's only won 2, to be fair, or 1 maybe. Shit. No, 2. Sorry, 2. 2-2 this decade. That's kind of wild too. He's in the UFC. Or no, I'm fucking crazy. He's 4-4. Sorry. Fought in January against Peyton Talbot and won that fight. And I mean, that's a pretty good win. In theory, we don't know where Peyton Talbot's going to go. He's got quite a bit of hype around him, but we haven't seen him really, fight top tier competition. So that is a good win right now. So we'll see how that ages. But again, age, nobody can beat age. And especially at these younger weight classes, I've been a stickler on it. I've been wrong so many times, but I think Garbrandt, I just think he's too experienced to not be able to handle this guy. Because,
I gotta go. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, because every time they put Garbrandt against a guy like this, even in his decline, he's usually won. I mean, there's been a few times where he didn't get it done.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of them putting him up against Rafael Sunsao.
Holy shit!
Well,
I've never seen that one before. I've never seen that one before. Anyway, yeah, I think
Knuckles was just like, why is there a fucking horse in your house?
that's a big ass dog. Anyway, um, that's the thing. I think it reminds me of the Hoffel Sun South fight where he comes back obviously off of like losses, and then he does that fucking hook from hell, the uppercut hook that he landed on a Sun South. And I think with Barcelos, the problem is that he is hittable. And I think what he'll try to do is the wrong thing to do, which is what he tried to do against, or what he did and had success with it against Talbot, which is take him to the ground. Problem is Cody Garbrandt fights with Team Alpha Male, who is a very, very solid wrestling based team. I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna try to maybe like grapple or like clinch with Cody, and then he's gonna realize, oh fuck, this is a bad idea. Because two things about Cody Garbrandt you don't want to do is that you probably don't want to wrestle with them if you're not a good wrestler, and Barcelos isn't. He was just better than Talbot that night. Number two, you don't want to get in close with Cody Garbrandt because Cody Garbrandt has one of the shortest reaches in that division, and that's why his power is crazy because he's so stocky. So I think in that situation, you know what? Literally 2 days ago, I was going to pick Barcelos. I'm going to go with Cody Garbrandt TKO.
Hell yeah, the cruise riding Garbrandt.
I think obviously like this dude, the level difference from fight to fight. Last fight, Davison Figueiredo, one of the greatest flyweights of all time, one of the better bantamweights today, to Ione Barcelos, who is a middling bantamweight. I think that's all you need to know. And again, maybe Cody's so cooked, we don't know. Maybe the face tattoo is gonna fuck his whole career. but I hope Cody wins. I like Cody a lot.
Maybe that face tattoo will boost his chin a little bit.
All right, bro. Yeah, give him a little pain endurance. Well, I got to look it up. Did he get knocked out during the face tattoo? did he get knocked out while he was getting tattooed? Did the fucking needle knock him out?
Coming up to the next fight on the card, it's going to be Mansour Abdul Malik versus Cody Brundage. It is a middleweight bout. Mansour Abdul Malik is 27. Cody Brundage is 31. Don't have a ton to say on this one other than Mansour is probably going to knock his head off his shoulders. Cody Brundage seems like a cool dude. Seems like the kind of guy you would want to get a beer with, but
yeah.
I mean, it's just not his fight, I don't think. I could definitely see, honestly, Mansour getting a first-round knockout. He's got hands of steel. He's 8-0. I mean, there's always a path to victory in a fight for anybody, but I don't think it's very bright for Cody in this one. And just give me Mansour probably. I would think.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I agree with you there. I think that like Cody's a dog in a way. Like he finds a way to be in the fight in a lot of his fights, but he's never like necessarily winning.
He's just surviving.
Obviously.
Just surviving.
Right. He's surviving, or he's like in the Bo Nickel fight. He was like, "This ain't shit," until like what Bo subbed him or whatever. But in this fight, I think that he can't just try to dog it out. You can't do that. Because we saw our buddy Nick Klein. I mean, Nick Klein almost fucking got him. Like he hit that spinning back elbow, and he just was really fucking tough. And that's the thing. You can't just be really tough against somebody like Mansour. You have to put offense back, and it's very hard to put offense back on somebody who is as big, imposing, and powerful as he is. And Cody Brundage is a fairly good size middleweight. Honestly, I'd say he's bigger than Nick. Honestly, I think that. Also, quick, I think that Nick might.
Cody used to be light heavyweight, didn't he?
Right, and but what also I want to say real quick, I think Nick should consider moving down to welterweight. I don't know if you can make it.
Maybe I'm crazy, right?
He is a pretty light middleweight.
Right. But Cody's like he's like a bigger middleweight, which gives him favor, I think, in this fight. But at the same time, it's like, does that save your chin though? Because I think we're looking at a first round Mansour Abdul Malik knockout because I think that dude's the future. Him, Ate Bagadier, those guys like that, they're like mini Francis Ngannou's. They just are mean and powerful. And also Mansour can grapple fairly decent. So yeah, give me Mansour first round knockout TKO.
I have to agree with y'all, but I'm going to be honest. I'm not that crazy confident in it due to his inexperience.
Sure.
I couldn't, like, let's say Cody really is dog. First of all, when was the last time Cody was knocked out? But let's just say that he can't knock him out. Maybe he just can't get there. It was a volume TKO, and I'm digging too deep, but it was a volume TKO against Nick, which maybe that's just Nick's chin, but
2022.
Okay. So all right, so he's got the chance, but let's just say he's not able to make it happen. Like, do I have faith in him to win a decision? Yes, it's possible, but just like, I'm just not crazy confident in it, but that would be what I'm willing to put my money on.
All right, last fight we got to talk about tonight is Umar C versus Alonzo Minifield. Umar C is 11-0 in the UFC, and Alonzo Minifield is, or not 11-0 in the UFC, 11-0 as a pro MMA fighter. Alonzo Minifield is 16-5-1. Pretty much Omar C is going to win. I don't really think there's a whole lot to cook on here. If you guys disagree, I'd be massively surprised. But
I personally have nothing to cook on. The only chance Alonzo has is his experience, but I don't think he's garnered the right experience in his career to defeat a guy like Umar.
All of his experience is bad experience.
Yeah.
But I mean,
all I'll say about Umar, I think he's gonna win, but I'm also gonna say I'm just gonna come out and say I kind of think Umar C is fucking ass. And
I don't think he's great.
He couldn't sub or beat a guy on the ground, and that's his like thing.
We're talking about light heavyweight.
But he
MMA,
couldn't. He had a hard time getting by a guy who Carlos Ulberg submitted.
Okay.
Carlos Ulberg submitted.
Okay.
Not knocked out, submitted.
Okay, so we're talking
Umar
about
C sucks, but no, he'll win because Alonzo Minifield is worse. But
he's also like not. He's young. He could grow.
30.
He's not.
He could grow. He could grow a few inches. He hasn't even hit his.
I'm talking about
hit his second puberty yet.
He is 29, brother.
Maybe that's pretty young.
Yeah.
That's pretty young.
But dude, he's gonna beat Alonzo Minifield.
Yeah.
I don't want to hate on anybody.
Yeah.
Alonzo Minifield has had a very rough UFC career. Let's just be honest. But
that dude I feel like can't figure out what he wants to do, like ever. Like he's like, am I a striker?
Every fight I've seen him in, he just doesn't seem like he wants to be there.
But there's been fights where he like looks good.
I mean, he has like explosiveness, and sometimes you'll be like, oh shit. And that could always happen in this fight. He could tag him always. Every single fight in MMA has a puncher's chance. I mean, and I would give him more than a puncher's chance per se, but Umar C's undefeated.
I think the odds are fucking insane. He's like Umar is like a -700 favorite. Hang on.
I mean, Umar C's gonna lose.
Umar is a -700 favorite.
He will lose for sure eventually. 100% will lose sooner rather than later, probably.
No,
I don't think
Umar C's gonna lose his next fight because
let's see who he fights.
Who does he fight after? Who does he fight after this?
But dude, it's the light heavyweight division. We just don't know. Like
Mirzakhanov, if he fights like Mirzakhanov, he's gonna lose.
Yeah, but it's also the light heavyweight division. We just don't know. You never know. Like he could get.
Yeah, that division does suck. Yeah, anybody can win. Anybody can lose.
Yeah.
No, put him up against that dude who just knocked out Anthony Smith. He'll lose for sure.
God, Bogdan, is that who just did it?
No.
Although that probably would be his next fight.
The Chinese dude.
Probably Bogdan, I would think, his next fight.
Guskov.
Ooh, that's
I'd like to see that. I love Bogdan.
First of all,
anyone whose name is Bogdan.
He's like Anthony Smith if he was from Soviet Russia and was good.
That's all. I'm also like really sad we never got that fight, Anthony Smith and Bogdan.
Dude, you wouldn't have known who was who the whole fight. You just have to
Right.
look at shorts color.
No, just look for the guy with the shitty tattoos, and you can tell pretty
Oh,
quick.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Anthony. Just being honest.
Look for the guy in the fetal position.
I mean, dude, I used to like stan Anthony.
And then trying to fight fans afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it, Max! What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know.
Drunk ass.
Anyway,
this man takes 2 shots and look at the state of him.
this shows though, like this is the fight.
Taking more than 2. That was the joke.
That's not very nice.
Sorry.
Shots of Flint, Michigan water.
Yeah.
Shots of Flint, Michigan water.
Yes.
We also got to like realize also this division is so bad that we're talking about fighters that aren't even involved with this fight. Like it's
a pathetic division.
Yeah.
Welterweight, save us, please.
Do we have anything else to talk about on any of these fights?
Not really. I mean,
Malcolm
there's
Womack.
some names, but even the names that are on the people that are fighting are like Paul Craig and Rodolfo Bellato. Who cares?
Why did they rebook that? Like at all?
Yeah, who
Dude's
cares?
got scabies or something, right? He's got scabies or herpes.
You know what? Shout out to
herpes.
Michael Chiesa. Me and
herpes.
Squared got drunk with him all night one night in Louisville, Kentucky. That was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie.
It's also a bit of a stretch. We were standing like 10 feet away from him. We definitely chit-chatted with him and hung out, and like it was a reoccurring.
Yeah,
but you're making it sound like we were like slamming beers with the bro.
No, I would have definitely like been the guy that probably got kicked out or he kicked my ass because I'd have been.
I mean, it was fun. We talked to him.
I'd have been like, Michael, oh my God,
we
man.
talked to him a few times, and then at the very end of the night, we were hanging out with him outside of the hotel. Like,
yeah. I would have been there.
Pizza.
I'd have been there.
Yeah, we were picking up our pizza, and they were like leaving, or I don't know.
Hey, you guys.
Leaving,
Speaking of, makes me think about hanging out with fighters. You guys attending the PFL Nashville this weekend?
No. We
go to the
spend
hotel
money on UFC tickets, and that's that's all our money.
Yeah.
Right. Oh hell, I think sooner or later they're like it might have already happened. I don't know. There's not very far from me, like less than an hour from me. There's going to be a Deontay Wilder fight coming up.
Holy shit!
Hey, y'all see Canelo and
Terrence Crawford, Netflix,
September 23rd or 13th.
Also, Dana confirmed he's co-promoting. So what does that mean? UFC deal.
Ooh.
The thing is, the problem with it is I don't think Netflix wants to. They don't like pay-per-view.
Well, I don't think they're going to do pay-per-views. I think,
which is so cool. That literally. I feel like
no. Don't get excited.
No, I know, but
they're just gonna do pay-per-views on their shitty ass UFC fucking app.
They're gonna do it on like they're probably gonna do it on like Peacock. They're probably gonna do
like splitting the I see what you're saying.
Peacock is a whole lot better than ESPN, so I'd be down with that.
That's what I'm saying. So WWE does
Peacock actually works.
Netflix and Peacock, like that's the two apps that they do. I could see the UFC doing the same exact thing. Free fights on Netflix, sign me up. I'm good for that. But pay-per-views on Peacock,
I'm cool with that, dude.
No, WWE's pay-per-views are free now too, but the big events are on Peacock. So maybe UFC.
Well, I mean, it's ESPN charging all these prices for pay-per-views, but
also like their app is.
I don't think the UFC can.
Hey, I haven't had an
ESPN
ESPN crash out in a while. Can I have an ESPN crash out real quick? Everybody on the face of the earth needs to unsubscribe. Stop.
Never.
Stop using the ESPN app for anything ever. Do not give them your money. Also, don't watch anything on ESPN. But anyway, yeah, I don't know, man. It'll be interesting. I think they're gonna go to Netflix. I think they are. I think they're gonna go to Netflix and maybe do like pay-per-view on another app. Hopefully not ESPN because good God.
Peacock will be cool.
Well, why are pay-per-views still a thing is my question. Who gets more views,
really still
the UFC or the
pay-per-views
NFL? Who gets more views, the UFC or boxing or the NBA? These people are throwing shit out for free, and they're making more money. They're making more money than either of those.
The worst part is they're charging for pay-per-views, and they still when fighters are walking out, are putting commercials in there.
Yeah.
That is the bad part. That's
And you
like,
know what's funny
what
is there's no, I take that back. There's not. I was about to say if they cut out a lot of shitty, no good, don't deserve to be there. To put it very blank, I'm not going to say who those people are. I probably don't even know a lot of their names. I definitely don't know a lot of their names, but they cut out a bunch of shitty fighters that don't deserve to be there. Pull that roster down. You can easily have less people on your roster than the NFL, not the NBA because they got tiny ass teams, but like a whole bunch of organizations that have big teams, and each one of those guys is making more money than 95% of UFC fighters. Like the very least paid NFL guy is making
yeah.
way better money than. I'm just saying, like the NFL, all these people can pull it off. Now they'll never be as popular as football or basketball, but there's still money to be made in the traditional way. You don't have to fucking charge us out the ass to not pay your fighters. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, here's what they could do. Like you said, to cut some down on it is we've talked about it. I think 3 cards a month at maximum. Possibly an Apex card. Yeah,
a fight night.
Well, the thing is,
pay-per-view, and
UFC,
you could stretch the contender series out over.
And that's what
WWE holds 2 events a week. They don't even charge pay-per-views anymore, and they still are very profitable. So
there's just clearly something going wrong, and both. It feels like the fans and the fighters are the ones getting scammed, while Ari Emanuel lines his shit up.
I think also like with the
more Ari
for us hardcore.
Yeah, but more Ari Emanuel.
He also owns WWE, where he doesn't charge a pay-per-view for anything.
Yeah, because he's fucking us over instead.
Well, what I was going to say about Dana White Contender Series, so like to satiate us hardcores, is have like pretty much almost every week, if not every week, every other week, have a Contender Series card. But instead of Dana signing every fucking fighter like he does nowadays, make it like the old school. Sign one fighter off of every card. And that, like, I remember the Joe Pyfer. You guys remember when Joe Pyfer?
One fighter off of every card?
Unless they do something crazy. Dude, okay, fun fact. Who was the dude? Who was the guy that Robelis de Spain knocked out in like his second fight? Not Mick Parkin. He's another fat heavyweight. So he was on Contender Series. I don't remember his name, but he was on Contender Series. He won by spinning back fist in the first round as a heavyweight and didn't get signed. That's how particular Dana used to be.
I get what you're saying. I don't disagree with that statement at all. It's stupid how he signs people, but to say one fighter a card should get signed is not.
Well, Joe Pyfer, you remember when Joe Pyfer came on, he was the only person signed that week, and that was like the second or third season. And Dana said, "Be Joe Pyfer." That's what we need. We need him to stop fucking signing, dude.
Yeah, but that was also the worst Contender Series episode of history.
But also, like Max, you got to remember, he signed Jose Medina.
Yeah, I get it.
He signed Jose Medina.
He had a good fight on Contender Series.
He lost the fight and got signed.
Fellas, this has nothing to do with UFC Atlanta anymore.
Anyways, but hey, this is a little bit of banter behind
some other time.
But anyway, Dana in Contender Series every day, or not every day, every week, and only sign one fighter or 2 fighters.
I think you meant every month, not every week.
Okay.
That'd be
every week.
That's actually
Contender Series every week.
Like every other. What about every other week?
I think once a month. A month.
Once a month sounds good. Dude, how many elite MMA fighters are out there that you could put on a good Contender Series?
Okay, fair. But if we do it once a month like that
week, or even every 2 weeks, it just wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
I don't know.
Even
that's what I'm saying. Every 2 weeks,
season is stretching it.
Yeah, that's a great point. We have shitty fights when they do it in just the season format.
Fair point. I don't know. I like having fights.
I do too. Don't get me wrong. But
at the same time,
there's plenty of things you could do to fix
at the same time, we gotta change something though, because God, that's a big fucking dog. We also got to like remember we just had the fucking Blanchfield and Barber card, and that shit was worst card of all time. Anyway,
All right.
better.
I'm gonna close this out with
Yeah.
big old boy sitting right next to me.
He better put his
Good
ass
Lord.
right in the camera.
Good
Oh,
God.
right in Max's face.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Bench Burner Sports. We appreciate you guys hopping in as always. We love chopping it up with you. We love chopping it up with each other. We're all like best friends, doing a fucking show together, just hanging out. It's a great time every time, even though me and Knuckles and Squared always okay. Even though we always fucking get into it, he's flipping me off right now. That's just a beautiful gesture to what I'm saying. But we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. UFC Atlanta this weekend. It's going to be a fun time. Be sure to tune in. I'm sure we're going to do some UFC Nashville content coming up here soon. Literally a month from tomorrow is UFC Nashville. Me and Squared will be going along with some of our friends. Knuckles can't make it, but we are going to be there and be Squared.
Be there, be squared.
Yeah.
Locked in. He locked in. He was like, oh, fuck.
It's gonna be a good time. We're excited for it, and this card this weekend is actually pretty good for a fight night, so we're stoked. Knuckles, what do you think, buddy?
Hell yeah, man. Again, excited for this card. I think I said it earlier. I might not be able to catch all of it, but hopefully some of it. If not all of it, I'm going to be in the city. It's Father's Day weekend. I'm going to be doing a little bit of dranky with my dad. Maybe hopefully catch it at like a shitty ass Dave and Buster's or something or other. That's a big ass dog. Anyway, and if anybody watches this, which I don't know if any of our viewers are from the KC area, but if you're from the KC area and you catch me out this weekend, let's watch the card together somewhere. And yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in as always. That is it.
Shout out to Waylon, our boy Waylon.
That's a horse.
You got any words?
He fucking bit it. He like bit it. Shout out Waylon. But yeah, anyway, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in. As Max said, make sure to check out our Stoking the Coals episode. Came out this week. Me and Squared cooked on that card. Turned out really well. Pretty proud of that episode. First in the format that we did, obviously with this card as well. And stay tuned for the breakdown of Baku next week, and we'll have a live coming up here in a couple weeks for UFC 317. And yeah, I don't know, just tune into this card. It looks like a pretty fucking solid card. Appreciate you guys so much. I don't have too much else to say, so I'm gonna let Squared do his thing, and you guys can look at the horse. God bless, that thing kicked him right in the nards. Anyway, Squared, go ahead, buddy. You guys got chaos going.
I'm gonna try to close this out quick. Follow us on our socials, X at bench_burner, everywhere else, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, anything at Bench Burner Sports. Drop a like, a comment if you have anything you'd like to say. We'll be checking them out. And hell yeah, boys, let's do this. I'm looking forward to this card.
Hell yeah, boys. That was a fun episode. Love you guys. Everybody, appreciate you guys tuning in. Great episode. Tomorrow